is I'm a wildlife rehabilitator, and that means I take care of wildlife that are injured or orphaned. So if you see a bird that's down on the ground and it can't fly, you can call me. If you see a bear that's been hit by a car, you can call me. I only take birds, but we have a huge network of rehabbers that all specialize in something. Some people only do raccoons and skunks. Other people do squirrels and bunnies. Other people do just baby songbirds. So we can get that animal to the right rehabber and do the best for that animal. The clinic is the home of Ravensbeard. And he came in as a young chick, dehydrated and emaciated, and he's got neurological problems from being starved without food for so long. So he won't be released. So I'm going to adopt him, and I'm starting to train him for education. So many times we get animals with a broken wing or a broken leg. We bring them in. We have a table where I can do the full exam. And at that point, if something's broken, I am not a vet. I don't do that. I don't do stitches, I don't set bones. That's when we take the animal over to the vet. And at the vet, we usually do an x-ray and then determine what needs to be done. Sometimes they need to go into surgery and have a pin put in their wing. Other times we can just set the bone and put a cast on it, just like if one of you were to break your legs. And then my job is to take that animal back here, give it the proper diet, because if I give it the wrong food, it could get sicker. Can everybody see this little owl?
Look at the little owl.
Stand. So many times I get phone calls in the middle of the winter, and people say there's a baby owl in my driveway, or there's been a baby owl that's been hit. And I usually know that it's not a baby owl, because baby owls are not born until March, April, and May. So I know in January and February, if I get called for a baby owl, it's usually a screech owl. The way this owl came to me was the middle of the winter. Some man was driving the car at about 11 o'clock at night, and he saw these two little eyes on the side of the road. It was snowing, and so he stopped the car and backed up and saw that it was an owl. At that point, he had nothing to put it in, no container or no box, so he took his own coat off and wrapped up the little owl and tucked it, you know, up and put it on the seat next to him, and he drove to me. So when we unwrapped it, we realized that he had a broken wing. So at that point, the next morning, we took him to the vet. The vet set his wing, but it never took because the wing was broken up into the shoulder. And usually when there are breaks in a joint with birds' wings, they have to be perfect, and usually they're not going to heal properly. So unfortunately, his left wing is just kind of hanging. So after 3 weeks of hoping and hoping, we took the bandage off and the wing went right back to where it went. So unfortunately, he can't fly. But because that man stopped, this little guy now has a life. Most of the time, if a bird or an animal is injured, they don't want to drink, they don't want to eat. If you're really sick, the last thing you're going to want is food. So what we do is recommend that they go in a box in a warm, dark, and quiet place. So we want to make sure that the animal is low stress. She was actually bred in captivity Because these owls are starting to become scarce in the area, they do have some breeding programs where they actually raise them and then release them. And this bird became imprinted on the people that were feeding them. So she seemed to like people more than other birds, and so she can't be released.